Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bungovine here for MMOBomb.com, and today we're going to do a first impression gameplay video for Frontline Tactics, a new turn-based strategy game published by Meridian4. And I'll spend about 15-20 minutes though checking the game out and making my usual style of commentary. Now, if you guys want to learn more about Frontline Tactics, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com for the full game profile. So Frontline Tactics is a multi-platform based turn-based strategy game, meaning that you can play it both in the browser, through Steam, which is how I'm playing it now, or through your iPhone or iPad or any kind of mobile device, which is actually pretty cool. Now, on top of that, you're also going to play versus each other through different platforms as well. So a PC person can play against someone who's on the iPhone, which I think is a really cool feature. You can play as you go and don't feel like you're getting a short end of the version of the game, etc. So to start with here, we're going to do a single player mission, I should say. And as you can see here, we have the mission info. This time we have to go to Pishnahar fishing village to deploy by the shore and terminate all hostile threats. Now you notice we're rewarded with a certain amount of credits, and those credits can actually be applied to our individual squad mates around down here to get things like better weapons, better gear. You can even unlock new abilities for them to use in combat, etc. Fans of games such as Jagged Alliance or like the XCOM series will be very familiar with this style of play, in that it uses a squad-based system where you take turns moving up and then firing at your enemies from cover, etc. Now you can unlock more or additional squad mates as you continually progress through the game with more currency, but we're just starting out from here, so we're only stuck with 2. And this in mind, keep in mind, is the single player. There is a multiplayer aspect to this as well, where you can play against other players, but it does require a separate but free account that you have to register for. So right now we're just showing off the single player, because most doubtly I would get destroyed in multiplayer. So let's go ahead. We're going to select these 2 units as our deployed units and go ahead and click start in order to actually begin the mission here. Alright, so Pishnahar fishing village. Threat is very low, so hostile activity has been reported in a nearby area. Enter by sea, proceed towards the local town, and eliminate all threats. Alright, so we got the nice little gridlock style here, like Ghost Recon, like we're doing the reconnaissance here. We're going to deploy our units. Now to deploy our unit, we just select whichever unit we want to deploy, and then we hit the tile that we want to actually deploy that unit on. So we click here, and we should be able to deploy this unit I have selected onto there, and then we go ahead and select this other unit and deploy him, say, here. So obviously, as you get more of these units, you will be able to have additional units all fill up those boxes, and you can move them together. But right now we just have 2, and one of them only has a USP pistol, which is a little bit disappointing. So here we got weapon range and damage. Weapons have 3 range segments for short, medium, and long range damage. The ranges from a selected tile can be seen by the 3 rings in yellow, orange, and red, and the target armor and cover bonuses will modify the damage given, which is pretty standard for games like this. Now I can rotate the camera around just by doing this, so I can get a better view of the battlefield. And let's see if we can actually click off that in order to move up. So I'm gonna move this unit right here. What's his name? Is this Joseph or Brown? I don't know. Christian or Joseph? I don't know. I'm kind of going for Joseph. I like the name Joseph better than Christian. Alright, so cone of fire. Some weapons are area weapons, mainly SMG and machine guns, and have a cone of fire. These weapons will hit units inside the cone. Beware of friendly fire. So there is friendly fire actually available, so you do have to make sure not to hit that unit. Now let's see if we can actually, I'm going to go ahead and click up here and see if we can actually fire upon this guy. So this is the longest range, as you can see there, the 3rd range, and he is doing some damage to me. He got 2 attacks on that. He got a retaliation attack, and then it looks like he moved and got another attack as well. Return fire. So most single target weapons will not suppress the enemy when fired. This means that the target will return fire against you when being shot at. As this return fire is inaccurate, the damage given is usually only half. Alright. So I can go ahead and return fire on this guy yet again, I think. Oh, okay, so I can actually move over there. I need to rotate this so I get a better vantage point. Let's go ahead and return fire at this guy. So he counterattacked me. I hit him for 3, but he's got a machine gun. I've only got a lowly pistol, unfortunately. Not going to be able to do much with that. Let's go ahead and select our other guy. Or maybe I guess I can still attack. Or maybe I'm able to move yet again. Alright, so apparently maybe I can just move over. Alright, so I get an additional move turn. Or perhaps I haven't moved the full distance. Now you see these red markers here. These are sprint tiles. And what that means is I can either opt to move into a position like right here and fire upon him, or I can forego my ability to use an action and simply sprint to a different area. So this is prevalent in a lot of strategy-based, turn-based games. And essentially you get the choice of either getting into cover quicker or getting into, say, less optimal cover and then firing on an enemy. So I'm going to opt for better cover, so I'm going to run all the way over here, forego that turn, and we should be able to end the turn then. Alright, so it looks like it is now Joseph Brown's turn, or Hassan Sulaim's turn rather, and now it's going to be Christian's, which is this guy right here. Alright, so Christian's going to go ahead and take fire on this guy. Let's see if we can move up here. Using my left mouse to move up there and click on him in order to fire. So 3 attacks. So this guy is in pretty deep. He's heavily entrenched, and I'm unable to do much there. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Can I end his turn? All right, there we go. I just want to stay there. Can I end your turn? All right, so end his turn, and now it's Christian's turn. All right, or Joseph's, I guess. All right. So let's go ahead and move up a little bit closer as well, because I can't really see him. I can't fire him. He's behind the cover, as you can see the boxes. I'll go to move this up a little bit. Now the graphics, you might say, are look a little bit out of date, as you can say, but you know, keep in mind this is supposed to be for multi-platforms. We're talking, this is something that you play on the browser. This is something you play for Steam, and then of course mobile. And I like the fact that although, he got a nice double hit on me. This guy is so resilient, taking so much attacks. Alright, hopefully just 2 damage there with my little pistol does absolutely nothing there. I'll be curious to know whether or not if a guy dies, if he's permanently dead. If you guys have ever played, for example, XCOM, when you lose a member in XCOM, you're completely unable to, I'm going to go ahead and end the turn. You're completely unable to get that guy back, so he's dead forever, and you have to actually recruit more individuals. But you can see our little health bars here. I'm down to a little bit less than half. With my little pistol here, I'm not able to do much damage. But, I got a headshot or something right in his face, 14 damage, and he is out of there. So let's go ahead and move this guy up now. And then I'm going to go ahead and move my other guy up probably as well. Alright, so I'm going to sprint him forward since he has the SMG. He's got a cone of fire, and he's got much larger range to actually move and fire with. Alright, so we've got a new enemy moving up here as well. So yeah, fans of strategy games, fans of games that and take a large amount of strategy aspect to it, where you have to maneuver, you know, position squad mates and suppress, etc. Fans of those types of games would definitely enjoy this style of game. And I think one of the main draws of this game would be the ability to play on the go. Be able to play this, you know, on your mobile phone or something like that while you're waiting to do something, and not have to worry at all about playing just against AI, or you know, losing your progress, because you can gain progress throughout not only Steam but also on your phone, etc., and not have to use multiple accounts. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and, can I just swap to him? Now it looks like I do have to end my turn in order to actually do that, so I'm going to go ahead and end his turn here and hopefully have that guy. Alright, so you can end your turn if you don't want to move, which is what I'm doing there, and I'm going to go ahead and fire that guy and take him out. This guy is so much stronger than him. He's so weak, man. Joseph, not Joseph, Christian, you're just so weak. I'd much rather have Joseph here. Joseph actually brings a weapon to a gunfight rather than being a pea shooter. But obviously you do more damage the closer you are, so this guy is more built for close range fire, and I can go ahead and move him up as I do so. Now I do need to worry, I need to make sure, that guy just jumped over the fence. What a scumbag. Alright, I have to make sure that I do not get in the firing arc, because if I fired from there, I would end up hitting my own teammate. So I'm going to go ahead and move him over there a little bit. And hopefully we'll be able to fire on the enemy. Yeah, alright, so we'll go ahead and click him. And he did a little bit of damage, and he was able to counterattack me. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and just move up just a little bit further there, because I'm hoping that by the next turn I will be able to either take him out. I'm so low, look at this. I'm hoping that the pistol to the face will be able to take him out quite effectively. Alright, so let's go ahead and just kill him right in the face. There, 14 damage. Are you serious? How did he live? That was like right in his face. Ugh. Alright, so now I gotta run this guy away because he's like super low, and he's been taking all the brunt force of the damage. I don't even know why. Alright, so I just want to fire at you. Can I fire at you from that angle? I guess not. So I'm gonna go ahead and opt for a little bit closer and attack from this angle. There we go. 24 damage, and I ended up taking him out. So we ended up taking out the 3 enemies there, and as you can see, the mission First Blood, we get achievements as well. The Steam version of this does include achievements, as you can see. Achievement unlocked, First Blood, basically the first people killed, and then it gives you the survivors as well as threat level and how many people I killed for a total mission credit. So you get bonus credits for obviously keeping your guys alive, as well as killing all of the enemies. Alright, so I've got a total of 75,500 credits. Now if we go back to the main menu here, what we can do is if I go back just a little bit, I can show you, if we go to the barracks right here, I can actually look at each one of my units here. And so I can say, you know, Joseph, oh, it was Christian that had the awesome weapon. Alright, Joseph just has the small arms. I want something better, you know, I want a better weapon. So each proficiency has its own weapon tree. You can buy new and better weapons with credits. Additionally, you can equip weapon mods that alter the stats for different playstyles, and then simply select the configuration you want to use and click confirm. So for example, I can say, you know, this weapon has a lot better damage. At long range, it has the same low damage, but at shorter range, it has a lot more damage. And I can buy that for 88,000 credits. Now, unfortunately, I don't have 88,000 credits, so I'm unable to purchase that. But what I can also do is say purchase a scope, purchase armor penetration ammo, laser sights or red dot, etc. And I'm sure this adds things like, yeah, long range distance damage +5, short range distance -1. So I would definitely say I would want to get the red dot sight. That way I can end up doing more long range damage, because I'm not really a guy to go in short range and shoot people in the face. So I can confirm this to unlock, and once I've unlocked that, I believe I've done that. I thought I unlocked that. Alright, unlock, oh, unlock costs 100,000. So it does cost quite a lot to unlock. You can also do proficiencies, so you can make them into something like a close quarter combat fighter, a medic, a submachine guy. You can basically give them 2 proficiencies essentially, so they are good with multiple types of weapons. You can also edit things like their skills. So for example, I can unlock a better short range damage, short range increased by 1. And then as these progressively are unlocked as well, as I play this guy more, I can do things like increase my medium range damage and increase my reloading, etc. So anybody, this is actually really familiar to me as an XCOM player, so anybody familiar with that style of play would definitely be familiar and comfortable with this style of turn-based strategy. So as you can see, this guy, he's got a submachine gun, he's level 2 as well. You can select your armor as well, you can unlock lighter armor, but these things all cost quite a lot of credits, and I only have about 80,000 credits right now. Now, one thing you can do is if I hit the shop here, you're able to look at the shop interface and actually buy a bunch of credits. So if you want to unlock things faster, you can actually purchase credits. There's no real purchasing of items through the cash shop, it's just merely credits. And I'm not sure, okay, there we go, it's loading up. But you can purchase up to $100 worth of credits for 6,400,000 credits, 60% more than the standard. So I imagine a lot of people will be doing this simply because of the fact that, you know, you can unlock a ton of things by just spending, you know, $5. Whereas, you know, playing gets you about 90,000 credits, which means you have to play about 4 or 5 missions, which honestly, now that I think about it, isn't that bad. Each mission, you know, only lasts about 10-15 minutes or so. So you can unlock something with the bonuses and everything fairly quickly. But if you want to unlock things in large swaths, then I would definitely say purchasing through the cash shop seems like the no-brainer. So I get my next unlock in just 1 win. So let's go ahead and get another win so we can find out what unlock we actually achieve and what it's for. Alright, so we got the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, Youngway Desert Oasis. Threat level very low. Alright, so this should be fairly easy for us. And we go ahead and redeploy our units. Go ahead, we only have spots for 2. So I'm going to deploy my other unit here. Alright, so click U, double click there, and now we have our 2 units available. Alrighty, so these guys are coming right out in the open, they're ready. So units can go behind cover, which we showed before. Obviously, if you have a unit in cover, then they take less damage. Alright, so let's go ahead and click out of that. Go ahead and attack this guy right here. Do 15 damage. Crossfire. Unit will come under crossfire when being shot at from 2 opposing directions. While under crossfire, damage is greatly increased. So maybe if I move the other guy, I'm going to go ahead and move him over here. That way I can hit both of them at the same time. Alright, so they're going to go ahead and take their turns. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move right up to this guy's, or closer to this guy's face rather, in order for me to shoot this guy at a fairly close range and get that nice 28 damage. So this guy is much more of a short range fighter, whereas the other guy is much more of a long range fighter. I'm going to move him up just a little bit more so I can get a little bit increase in my damage and use this to hit both targets at once, doing 16 damage to him and 12 damage to him. I get a nice little counterattack there with 7 damage. Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and move up a little bit closer here and see if we can pick this guy off right in the face. Boom, 35 damage. Take that. Headshot. Alright, this guy's coming in. Now, how you shoot me through the box? I guess, you know, that is a plywood box. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's plywood, you know, you can shoot through that. Okay, no problem. Hey, it's the same guy. It's his turn again. Bam, right in the face, 18 damage. Now, his attack actually hit both my targets, so I will need to move these guys out of range. That way I don't hit both of them at the same time. But I should be able to take him out. Nope, not going to take him out. This guy is extremely resilient. But at least now my guys are split so that I don't get hit by both targets at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy in this direction so we kind of have this crossfire like I mentioned before. I'm going to go ahead and attack him again. Right in the face, 28 damage. So let's see, that looks like, yeah, so that was a much faster mission. That's only lasted a few minutes. And they never saw us coming. Now, what is this? What is this achievement? I don't know what this achievement is, but it's pretty awesome. It probably means that we kill them super fast. We got a total credits of Oh, additional bonus credits? Yeah, there we go. So we got 100,000 credits for effectively doing that without losing anybody. So you gain credits actually fairly fast, I should say. So now that I have something like 200,000 credits, I'm able to unlock additional things. And plus, because I accomplished 2 missions, I'm able to click the unlock here. And I can choose, looks like, a particular mission. So these look like certain missions become available. And these missions actually unlock things like an extra shot for an extra squad mate. And then additional missions, etc., or credits in the defense area. So obviously I would want to do the hideout because it gives me an extra slot. So by unlocking that, that actually gives me a slot once I've completed this mission for me to use another player here. So let's see if we can actually do that real quick. I'll go ahead and select this again. I have to remember to do that. Hit start here and then jump into this mission really quickly. And we'll see if we can get an extra unit. So this one is a little bit more complex layout. You have this burning car, a little bit more village to work with instead of that initial. Let's go ahead and put these guys down really quickly. Now I'm not sure by having 9 squares in total if that means you'll have 9 squad mates, or if instead you'll just have say 5 squad mates and you can place them within those 9 squares. So units are spotted within a line of sight cone in the unit's facing direction. I see. So let's go ahead and move this guy up here. So I did go ahead and spot a unit. Now because I didn't move in the rush direction, I can still obviously attack. Now this is interesting. Camouflage determines how difficult your unit is to spot. Normal spot range is 12 camo. Is subtracted from the number to determine if you're seen from a particular distance or not. So this game certainly has a lot of depth to it, a lot of different systems in place, and a lot of things to remember in terms of how you're actually going to go about attacking the enemy. So there's also another enemy over there. So let's go ahead and click this guy. Now, what I have to say is I'd rather not rely so much on my mouse. There's supposed to be special abilities you can use as well, but I assume as you continually unlock your characters, additional effects, you'll get access to those. But, I don't see any kind of UI interface for that as well. I would suspect it'd probably be down here to the left or right in order for me to actually do that. Now, can I attack any of these units? I guess the tree is blocking it. Maybe. Let's go ahead and move over here. Can I attack him? Guess not. I can attack this guy though. It makes it a little bit difficult to see who exactly you can attack because that reticule is so small. I would rather it be on the top of their heads so I was able to see them better. But I like the counter attack here. I'm able to hit both of those guys at the same time. Looks like there's at least 4, one guy inside. Yeah, the scumbag inside. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this guy in the face again. Let's go ahead and move that up. There you go, 14 damage there. So as you can see, because the game is just starting out on the lower level, the combat is a little bit more rigid in the fact that you only move a little bit at a time. You only take small attacks. You're not killing people outright. But obviously as you keep unlocking things, getting better weapons, you'll be able to take on better enemies, but also do more damage and kind of have more engaging fights rather than just having 2 guys go back and forth. But hopefully I'll be able to take these guys out here, do 8 damage to him, not too much unfortunately. And I'll go ahead and move up. I'll move back, rather. Get myself into a little bit more cover. There we go. So this guy over here, I'm going to go ahead and move up right here in this guy's face so I can shoot him. Let's see how much damage I do. 35 damage, however, doesn't end up taking him out, but does get him very low. So he's going to go ahead and move there. Oh, I'm so low now. That guy is always on the brink of dying every time. He's going to get a little bit of a counterattack, only do 2 damage, not too much at all. And another enemy. This guy is so boned. He's so little HP. I've got to help him if possible. Alright, so let's see if I can attack. Oh no! I was attacking with the wrong guy and I ended up dying. So I lost that one guy. I'm down to just my one individual. And they've got all these turns before me. Holy crap. Alright, so let's see if we can actually do some more damage to this guy. Just doing only 10 damage. I'm going to stay right here though. I'm actually going to back up just a little bit behind this cover to gain a little bit of additional cover here and see these enemies. I like the fact that once you actually lose vision of the enemies, you lose reconnaissance as far as what they're doing. So my guy died over there, and only because I moved this guy over there was I able to see that he moved back, which I think was pretty interesting. Alright, so I just want to attack him. Can I just... Looks like I will be forced to move up just a little bit here in order to get some range. Alright, so now I can actually choose my targets. So I kind of want to just go for this guy. He's pretty close. And hopefully, yeah, I did end up taking him out. Alright, so we're down to 1 guy. I'm believing you, Christian. It's all up to you, man. You can do this. I'm sorry I made fun of your name at first. You totally got this. 2 guys. Look at you. You got more than half. Oh, what? Another guy? What is these guys are coming out of the woodwork. They just all playing like blackjack and... God. Man. So many of them. Alright, so let's go ahead and take these out, hopefully. Ah, so close. They're in cover, so it does make it a little bit more difficult. And because I can't hit multiple of them at the same time, it makes it even more difficult because I'm basically fighting one at a time. So hopefully moving to this direction allows me a little bit more cover fire. Did I take him out? Alright, we're down to 2 guys. Sweating bullets. Come on, we can do this. He's got a lot of HP though. 6 damage there. Alright, let's see here. Who can I take out? I should probably take out him first. Alright, so we got that guy. And now what? Now I can choose, I can opt to go into cover, which I believe I can do simply by moving. So let's go ahead and move over here. Get out of his line of sight, hopefully. So he'll have to actually come out. No, he's just going to shoot me. He can see me. I didn't know there's a window there. And I lost the mission, guys. Oh no, look at that blood. So I mission failed. You still get some credits, but unfortunately I have lost my survivors. So my total mission credits, or my total credits, are 101,800. I gained 1,800 from the mission. Oh, okay, so that's total. So I can retry the mission if I want, or I can return the menu. I'm curious though if my guys are still dead. Nope, they're still alive. So luckily you don't lose your units, although you're penalized as far as your bonus, how much you actually gain per mission. If you actually indeed lose people. So as you can see here, if I logged in, I could create a multiplayer game to play with individuals. I'm sure you can play through Steam, or like I mentioned before, you can play with people through the browser or those that are playing on mobile, and it's cross-platform, which I think is really cool. So overall, it's kind of like a free version of XCOM or any kind of turn-based strategy game. A lot of depth to it, and I think that fans of turn-based strategy game should definitely take Frontline Tactics as a serious turn-based strategy game, something that they should check out if they are indeed interested in this style of gameplay. But if you guys want to learn more about the game, I highly suggest you check down below at MMOBomb.com. I'm going to go ahead and call it here for now. This has been Spunkify. I'll see you guys later. Spunkify out!